On our previous episode, I cleaned the mixing elbow, hoping this will resolve our ongoing engine overheating mystery. But it hasn't, so we decided to install something to monitor the actual temperature of the engine while we continue to investigate what might be the issue. Okay, so this is the video and this is the sensor. They have a few different ones, but we believe this one is hopefully good and helping us. So from now on we're going to be able to see if the engine's starting to overheat or become hot and not get the alarm straight away. So we're getting really excited because we found another one that is half the price, but we will have to buy this one because this one is definitely compatible with the sender. We didn't get the right cable.
But we don't know what cable it needs, so we need to figure that out.
Well, Nico said he might have the cable that we need. We don't just have an engine that is randomly overheating, we also have a fridge that is
also
randomly not cooling. Kind of stopped working. Not completely, it's trying.
Yeah, it's only freezing 5% of the freezer plate, so it is kind of stopped working. Yeah. Only it goes down to 21 degrees.
Yeah, I think
when it's supposed to go down to -20.
I think at the moment it's at like 21 degrees. What can you even freeze or fridge with that? Also, we cannot have it on all the time because the compressor just doesn't turn off anymore. So now we're helping it out with a little bit of ice so we can at least put a few things in there. Quick, 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 the ice is melting! I got the ice.
We wanted to go and test the engine, but I think the wise thing to do now is for us to install the temperature sensor that we bought here in the Chandler. But it doesn't fit on the water pump because it's a different thread. There's a port in the water pump for probably a sensor, but it's definitely not that thread. So that's another port of the water pump that is free at the moment. So I'm just going to take that out and then we're going to build an in-between to put the sensor in here. We're gonna go to a small machinery shop here in Hillsborough. There's a guy there, I call him and he said, yeah, I can build that for you. A little sleeve. We need to build a little sleeve to go in the water pump and then into in the sensor. So one with an outside thread, the other one with an inside thread. So it's just to create that gap because it doesn't fit. And I don't want to start tapping the water pump because if I go that way and something happens, then I'm in a bigger problem. Also, if I start tapping in there, the debris will go inside the water pump and then it will go into the heat exchanger. So that's not an option. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to drain the coolant a little bit and then I'm going to take the little cap actually that is on the water pump as a reference.
We're just going to go past through the boatyard to get a taxi. Well, one of these small buses that brings us to Hillsborough. Last time we went with the dinghy, but the dinghy is no longer very reliable.
Yeah, you pay like $3 and then they'll take you all around the island.
This is not a bus stop. It's just a hut on the side of the road because, yeah, there's no organization when it comes to the little taxi buses. They just pass by.
But I like it a little more.
Yeah, they basically you just wait for them somewhere where there's...
Oh, is that one?
No. Kariakou isn't exactly the place we expected to find a solution for our incompatible sensor. Most of the things simply get shipped here instead of being manufactured. But this tiny tranquil island and its charming inhabitants just keep surprising us. We just got dropped in this shop where we're waiting for the gentleman that can build this piece for us, and yeah, it's a bit out of town, but we realized most of the shops that you're going in here, they have a little bit of everything. It's like you don't actually go to the supermarket and then they just have the supermarket stuff. Here they have the things for the kids for school, a little bit of repair stuff, like snacks and everything. So basically everything that you could be needing if you're out and about and you don't want to get into town.
Yeah, so if you want to repair your car, if you want to
repair your bike,
anything, to be honest, basically.
If you need school books for your children, that's all here. It turns out that the machinery shop of the gentleman that now arrived is actually just behind a little convenience store, and the lady that we've been speaking to is his daughter. So Damon's got all his machinery here locked up in containers, so from the outside you wouldn't actually think that there's a machinery shop here, but he's got them all in here, new machines. So this is exactly what we've been looking for. He is the only person here in Cariaco with this kind of equipment, and yeah, that means we don't have to order the piece and potentially pick it up in Grenada or wait for it. He'll be able to do it for us today. We explained to Diamond that we need to fit the sensor inside a bronze sleeve with a hole big enough for the coolant to reach the sensor. This new piece will therefore need a thread on the inside to house the sensor, and also a thread on the outside so that it can be screwed into the water pump. Like this, the sensor will be in constant contact with the flowing coolant. Just building the outside thread for it now. Shouldn't take that long.
We're done now.
We got our piece. Well, this is the piece that we've just been having made. So yeah, it's basically just a sleeve with 2 threads because the threads didn't work. So the sensor goes in here, it screws in here, and this bit will go on the water pump. While he was doing it, the gentleman he accidentally slipped, so the drill bit went all over this. But it's still functional.
Yeah,
it's just like a
it's just cosmetic. But it's okay. Charged about $80 US. The piece is,
which would have been fine, because if we
the piece is cheaper on the internet, but we have to buy from US and send it here.
We're back in the boat, and we're currently actually destroying it because yeah, we have all of our tools out and the engine is completely open, and Enrique is
I'm playing Tetris. So taking everything out from the cabin because we're gonna fit in the video.
Alright. Oh, rain gear's in there.
Yeah. This is spare wood that we keep underneath one of our cabins because this is the same wood from our boat. So if you need to do a repair, we have 2 big massive cheeks of spare wood.
And where it comes from, we will tell you when we do a boat tour, because our boat is quite special.
Yeah.
And it's got to do with this kind of piece, so...
But you have to wait for the boat tour. So the sensor is already in the engine, but obviously we still have to connect it to the video to see what's happening, and this is what we're doing right now. And as you can see, we are gonna have to run a wire from here all the way to the cockpit and then install the video there. Everything is like Tetris.
So if you want to live on a boat, you have to be ready to squeeze into tight spots.
Okay. Now let's see if it's long enough. Okay. This is very uncomfortable. I need to pass the wire underneath the quadrant and underneath the pulleys that control the steering, and then it goes up into the binnacle. So Sarah is gonna remove the lead of the binnacle on top, and I'm going to try to pass the wire. She's gonna tell me when she sees the wire.
I don't think I can see the cable just yet.
Is it coming through?
Yeah, I can see it coming. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's already enough. That's all we need.
So where do you want to check your
heat? Yeah, there. We're about to measure the size, of the hole that we have to cut, and then we realized how
Is this supposed to be for that?
Clever packaging. I don't know if it's supposed to be for that, but I guess this is the exact size that we need, and it's already in paper. So this is gonna make it so much easier for us. Put it here, I guess.
Aren't you clever?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so first I'm just gonna make a little pilot hole.
Now let's see if Kiki
Well, you doubt me?
put the right hole in there.
The
I don't
size.
doubt you, but while you were cutting it, I was thinking, did he check if there are any cables behind? And then you did,
Man.
not cut any cables, but
You know, you cross the Atlantic with me, and you say you trust me.
Of course I do. So this is the nice, shiny new thing that we're gonna have in our dashboard. And it's the moment of the truth. Is it gonna fit?
Yes, it's gonna be fantastic.
Oh, like it's always been there.
So now we need to run a wire from the ignition, so when you turn the key on, this activates. So actually I'm just gonna put this fuse in here, which is actually 10 amps, but it's supposed to be 1 amp, the fuse, so I have to change it. I don't have 1 amp fuse now. When I go to a car place, I don't even know if they have 1 amp, but I'll look for it. And then I should go all the way up to the center. Yes, perfect. Yes.
Hey, it's gone dark by now, guys. Story of our lives. We thought it's gonna be a quick thing, so I'm just gonna check that we have the ground, the negative, connected in the right place as per the instruction manual. So it's supposed to be in the middle, and it is in the middle. And then as well that the short red wire is connected to the ignition. So now that everything is connected, we should actually get a light here when I turn the ignition on. So, oh, look at this. Nice.
Okay, so let's turn this on. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
A little movement.
Like a millimeter of a movement, but that means it's responsive. Like when we turn it off and on. And Nico's already a fan of the new sensor because
fancy device.
it's got like green light, backlight, and stuff like that.
The things that we get amazed by, eh?
Yeah.
Some people get amazed by so many things. We get amazed by, oh, we can monitor the engine temperature.
I think when you've been living on a boat for a couple of years, these are the things that like really excite
really
you.
important
Like,
things.
yeah, we can see how hot the engine is. Ooh, let's dance.
That and pizza.
That and pizza, yeah. I guess that's what it is for us at the moment.
Check.
Been motoring now for about half an hour at 1.6, and we thought that the thermostat is now stable, so at least we know at 1600 we are not overheating the engine, but it looks like it is still climbing. Okay guys, the engine just overheated again. We turned it off at 1300.
That's getting worse.
We don't actually have an engine at all that works. We can't go anywhere at 1300. So we're just back at anchor. We've been out for about an hour to test the engine, and yeah, this morning everything was in a mess, but we sorted it out now so we can test it.
The easiest way to work in the engine, actually, in all of these boats, all the Venetos, is just you remove the doors.
Yeah, the half of the engine bay will be obscured otherwise. So yeah guys, we've been a bit deflated and a bit worried because we just can't figure out why our engine keeps overheating.
I think this is the drain for the heat exchanger. I'm pretty sure it is.
I think 45 minutes that we've been trying to remove the core of the heat exchanger and it's just not coming out. So Nico is taking a wire that is just slightly thinner than the holes, so you can just like pass it through back and forth.
There's no blockage at all. We cleaned this a year ago.
I guess that wasn't the issue.
No, it's not a heat exchanger.
We are at the end of our knowledge. We've just asked the Janmar mechanic to look at our engine. He's actually just now doing a chemical test to find out if our head gasket is blown. If so, that would mean we would be facing a major job. The engine has to be taken out, and we don't actually want to think about it just yet.
So we're just doing a test to see if the head gasket is broken. The gases will go up, no?
Yeah, yes,
and then the color will change.
The color will change to yellow.
We actually plan to leave in a few days to Aruba, so that will be really bad news. But yeah, let's see. We've tested everything that we could have tested, and we've checked everything. We've changed the impeller just in case. We've changed the coolant for new coolant, new oil. We checked the injectors, I cleaned the exhaust elbows. So we've actually asked him, and he says he wouldn't know what else could be causing the overheating. So we're hoping it's not the head gasket, but yeah, guys, this is where we are right now. Let's see. Join us next time on SV CUBA to find out if our engine is toasted.
Maybe.